What is announced here this morning puts Streator firmly at a pole position, if you will, for what healthcare in America is becoming. Like it, love it, or hate it, a new healthcare delivery system is coming to rural America, and we would rather have Streator at the head of the pack rather than at the trailing end. But before I talk about what we see as a genuinely exciting and innovative announcement, I do feel compelled to speak briefly about how to reconcile our participation here today with our recent statements in the media. We have said that the current local hospital crisis was created less by Obamacare and more by HSHS's long-running under-resourcing of physician services and of its own facilities. We have said that if HSHS leaves town and gives the hospital to OSF, the hospital will be closed and inpatient services terminated. We stand by these and related statements. We believe they are true and that they have been confirmed. But despite distinct differences of opinion with Hospital Sisters Health System and their handling of all this, we have concluded that OSF is right about the face of modern healthcare. We really do have to fundamentally change the way we think about and deliver medical services in America, including Central Illinois. America invests more of its per capita GDP in health costs than any nation in the world. These traditional healthcare strategies and their costs are not sustainable. They drag down the nation's economy. For medical costs to come down, we must reduce per capita hospital admissions, focus much more attention on prevention and wellness, deploy new medical technologies that better enable home-based care, and radically expand the number and type of procedures that can be performed at outpatient facilities. OSF proposes to roll this out in Streator and to make it work so Streator is more sustainable rather than less. Medicine has historically been reactive, treat illness, and it has been hospital and clinic based. In the future, it must be proactive, achieve public health outcomes, and be more home-based. Technology makes this possible in ways never before imagined. Telemedicine, remote diagnostics, sensors, and home monitoring equipment, and an array of outpatient treatment procedures that would have been difficult to imagine just 20 years ago, all combining to create an entirely new medical landscape. In time, this transformation will render the traditional, small-town rural hospital, as we know it today, a relic. Everywhere. Make no mistake about it, this is a major paradigm shift, like the way computers and cars completely changed our society. And whether we like it or not, the new paradigm completely alters the way we think about every aspect of healthcare service delivery. So the city of Streator is genuinely excited to embark on this journey and be ahead of the curve. But quite frankly, we're also a little nervous because it's not going to be easy. It's going to require a huge commitment on everyone's part. Healthcare providers, government, industry, other employers, schools, the media, social service agencies, faith-based organizations and nonprofits, technology firms, and certainly the pharmaceutical industry. But Streator has been a testing ground before, and it has been a source of innovation and entrepreneurship before. So I believe that Streator is more than equal to this challenge. It is true, the city does not care for the way HSHS has chosen to exit Streator. They've given insufficient consideration to the future use of their property and buildings, how their decisions will impact the community, the abruptness of the transition, and how they communicate their plans. But in OSF's plans, we see great opportunities for Streator. To seize on these opportunities over the last 2 weeks, the city has met with HSHS and OSF to hammer out a joint statement describing exactly what will happen over the, well, not exactly, if it's only 2 pages, but what's going to happen over the next 3 years, at least in greater detail than has been talked about here. It is signed by all 3 parties, and we have copies of this document for all who wish it this morning. It provides that 24/7 emergency coverage and emergency air evacuation remains in Streator. It pledges that OSF will begin immediately to retain many HSHS staff and other things. While it is not legally binding, we believe it makes sense. And under the circumstances, it has moral weight. The statement is intended to publicly set out what will happen in Streator, to minimize disruption during the transition, and keep the local rumor mill from getting out of control. OSF has committed to the contents of the statement. In our meetings, Kevin has repeatedly asked us to let his organization prove itself and their good intentions, their good faith intentions in Streator. We take him at his word because we believe, he and his team believe Streator, Illinois is an ideal location to, in a way, beta test this new model. OSF has committed that they will build in Streator a facility like no other currently in their system, one that aggressively and enthusiastically implements a technology-based, proactive, outcome-focused, and sustainable clinic of the future. On behalf of the City Council, we will be faithful partners with you in this endeavor. To the citizens of Streator, we say, don't be afraid of the future or of change. Embrace both and help us to show the world that Streator can do what other small communities are unwilling even to attempt. To our employers, we say, these changes will reduce your costs and help your bottom line without sacrificing quality of care.